Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, it is Saturday morning. It's kind of late morning. It's probably 10 or 11 in the morning, and we're getting ready to get up here and start throwing these awnings out. We're going to get set up today. Originally, we were going to set up tomorrow and just get put in place today, but the guys were eager to get it done, and Chip wanted tomorrow off to go do a ride from the dungeon bar or something like that, so we're going to set up a day early. The downside to that is we don't have Amanda here yet this morning. She won't be here till this afternoon because she went to go do her little Colorado trip because she didn't want to sit around here with us for a couple of days. So aerial team is only half manned. Well, I guess technically it'd be like 3/4 because she's a lot smaller than me. Anyway, so I'm going to climb up there and start getting stuff ready. The guys are throwing up the metal on the trailer. I'm going to go get everything up top ready. It's hard to do when the sun's in your eyes. All right, they've got all the metal work up for the trailer awning. I've just handed them down all the metal work for the truck awning. While they're doing that, I'm going to pull the awning, get it all set up down here so that we can move back and forth and stay efficient. All right, so they got all that framework up, and I've got this one laying on the roof, all zipped to the edge, ready to throw it down to them. Now that the awning's up, the guys are starting to pull the equipment out. I'm gonna go through and start drilling holes to put our lag bolts down. Because the winds are so high here sometimes, and you never know when they're going to be or when they're not going to be, I put 2 lag bolts in every foot, and then we put a stake in every foot as well. And in the corners, sometimes I put 2 stakes, one this way and one this way, so that even strong winds won't cause it to rack crooked or cattywampus. But that's always a pain in the butt to do. It's difficult, it's exhausting, but it's got to get done. So you got to get started on it. All right, so I've got the 2 on every leg on both of these awnings, and I've erected the Let's-Roll lounge. Got to get it moved in where I want it, put some bolts down in those feet as well, and then I'll start driving stakes. All right, I got a few of the stakes in. Been a pain in the butt. Batteries aren't lasting very long. They're kind of worn now. And I seem to be missing a bunch of these Craftsman batteries. I had like 12 of them, and I can only find like 4 right now. I broke one earlier. I was trying to put some screws into the flag holders up on the roof that were backing out. I accidentally dropped the impact driver from the roof, and of course it landed on top of the air compressor and just burst into pieces. But anyway, Chip and Talon have already got one bike in. They're working on just a simple clutch adjustment, just trying to help the guy out. And Talon is finding a good use for the bicycle that we've been testing out. It's going to be our water dolly. So the water outlet is actually on a property around the corner on the Harley dealership. It's not real far. It's only a couple hundred yards from where we are. But rather than carrying 15-gallon water jugs, he's come up with a smarter solution. All right, guys, no sooner did Chip get done with the clutch adjustment, and then we had another customer come in, wanted a 1,000-mile service, and we've got a V-Rod sitting right out there that wants an oil change as well. So we're going to get those knocked out real quick and finish setting up. Well, guys, we are pretty much done. Katie is just kind of putting some of the final touches on, like the Wild Willie stuff. Chip's actually working on his own motorcycle. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's doing something. Amanda got here about 4 o'clock, but we were like 90% done, so she tinkered and helped a little bit. I guess Talon and Amanda are inside watching the fights that are coming on Saturday night. I think we're going to close up here pretty soon and go figure out what we're going to do for dinner. Still a relatively empty parking lot. You can see Harley moved in down at the other end. Where are they at? Right over there somewhere. And then there was another vendor that made it in earlier today too. I'm not sure who they are, but they're way down there. Technically, setup day wasn't even today. We just decided to set up today, and hopefully more people will fill this out. We did get a little bit of work today, so I'm happy with that as well. But man, was it hot. I mean, just driving those stakes and drilling those holes, it took it out of me. Chip and Talon jumped in and did a few of them. So we not one person had to do all of it by themselves, because that was probably the most physically draining part of the entire day. But now it's not quite as hot. It's still warm out here, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it was earlier. Well, good morning again, YouTube. Hi guys. Yesterday's setup video, when I climbed into bed last night and started editing the video, I realized that we only had like 5 minutes and 12 seconds worth of footage. So I was like, we'll just continue it today. Didn't know exactly what the plan was for today, but Talon and Katie were still sleeping, and Amanda and I decided to jump on the bikes and head to Sturgis because the Dungeon Bar is putting on a motorcycle ride today. Chip's part of it, I guess, so he invited us out. We said, you know what the hell, let's go do it. I've done a video on the Dungeon Bar once in the past, so this is officially the oldest bar in Sturgis. It's down in the basement, it's dark, it's grungy, there's panties and bras hanging from the ceiling, there's dollar bills all over the place. One of them has my name on it someplace. I don't remember where I put it last year. Well, that was 2 years ago, I think. But yeah, it's pretty cool, grungy dive bar. If you're into that kind of thing, come down here. Chip's girlfriend Laura runs the place during the day, and we've even got Bubbles back there having a good time as well. All right, guys, just a relatively short ride. We came out to the Moonshine Gulch Saloon. Actually, a really nice ride. This road that we're on, I've never actually been on before, and I don't think Amanda has either, so we kind of enjoyed the new ride. At first, we were a little irritated with the group ride, and typically, we don't like group rides because you end up riding with a bunch of people who know what they're doing. This one wasn't too bad, but at first there were some people who got intermingled into the ride that weren't part of the ride, and Amanda and I got behind them, and it took a minute to realize that they were idiots and not part of the ride, and we finally had to go around them because we were losing the rest of the group. I think that's it for the Gulch here. Now we're going to get back on the bikes and head back into Sturgis. I guess at the Dungeon Bar they're putting on some type of a spread, so we're going to go grab on some food. Back in Sturgis, but unfortunately the ride did not end well. As we were coming up to one of those last stop signs before coming into Sturgis, we all kind of stopped at the stop sign as a group, and a truck pulled up on the opposing side, and then we all went as a group, and as soon as the first two bikes went, the truck decided he was going to go and try to make it in between us, and one of our riders drove right straight into the truck. Technically the truck had the right of way, but I mean we were all going as a group, and that guy just gassed and he flew through the intersection. In fact, after the impact, it took him another 120 feet or so before he brought the truck to a stop up on a curb. I don't know how the truck driver did not see, and I say truck driver, it was a pickup truck, not a truck driver. I do not know how the truck driver did not see what was going on, and I don't know how the rider didn't see what was going on, because Amanda and I saw the whole thing clearly, and we're like, is nobody going to stop? And then it just happened. All right, guys, so the after party here was actually pretty cool. We did a little bit of a cookout, some baked beans, some desserts, stuff like that. Really, really cool time. A lot of people showed up, a lot more people here than were actually on the ride. Even joined by a couple of YouTube celebrities here. We got Joe, the Dirty Vagabond biker, over here as well. And then one other celebrity we got in here, guys. If you know Highway Vixen, go check out her channel too. She is definitely one of the most beautiful women on two wheels you're ever going to find. So go check out that channel as well, guys. All right, well, Amanda and I just got back to our site, and looks like some other vendors are starting to set up. There's not a lot set up yet, but they're starting technically set up. Day wasn't supposed to start till tomorrow, so it was good to see some of them are getting out here, getting in early. We are a little bit wet. We got caught. We came through Vanacker Canyon, and just before we got to Nemo, we hit a downpour, and it just started hailing some pretty big chunks of hail too. So we pulled over and put our heavier jackets on and stuff, and Then we rode in the rain almost the entire way back. All right, guys, it's almost 9 o'clock p.m. now. As you see, the sun is going down. We went to Red Lobster and had a pretty good dinner. But before that, once we got back to our site over there, I actually threw my bike up on the lift and tinkered with it for a little bit. I found where my rear brake line was leaking, causing me to not have a rear brake. Gotta see if I can get the parts for it tomorrow. Also, Alan stopped by. Thank you, Alan, by the way. Alan is a subscriber, a channel watcher. Him and his father both like to watch the channel. And when I mentioned back in the Deadwood Rally that we needed some help for Sturgis, he reached out and we hired him. So he's going to come work the tire tent with Mike with us this week. So it was nice to finally meet him. But I think all in all, we're done. I'm going to sit here, drink my coffee, and edit this video so that you guys will have it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is our first day of sales, first day of operations. We actually got a little bit of sales yesterday, but we're not going to count those. I mean, we count them, but tomorrow is officially our first day. We just got lucky with those. So, all right, guys, I'm going to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more Sturgis footage from the Harley-Davidson dealer in Black Hills. So thanks for watching, and until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.